Hello and welcome to the Big Match Theory. I'm Mangesh, and as always, along with me, I have Rohit and Abhishek. And before we start, I had the pleasure of going to the Premier League India this weekend in Goregaon, and it was an amazing experience. You had plenty of fans from all over the clubs. You had plenty of big ass screens. So basically, they had screenings for about 5 to 6 games. So a screening of United and Arsenal game was going simultaneously. And yeah, lots of passionate fans, and I had a great time. But Abhishek, we can't say that about you right now, can we? For a change, me and Rohit are smiling because we defeated mighty Sunderland. But this was Liverpool's third defeat in a row, and we'll get into that. So let's jump straight into the game at Stamford Bridge. The final score was Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1. Caicedo scored the first. It was an absolute beaut. Uh, Gapco equalized, and finally, Estevao scored in the 95th minute. Now, the first point I wanted to talk about is, first of all, this is the first time Slot has players of his own, because essentially last season it was Klopp's team. Almost all the players that played under Slot last season were signed by Jurgen Klopp. And we'll also talk about Caicedo's goal. But the fact that he had about 3 seconds when he was unchallenged, he was not pushed, nobody touched him, that could be a sign of concern for Liverpool, because the gap between defense and the midfield, it was too huge. So maybe you want to talk about Liverpool's performance of the season, and what your thoughts about how Chelsea played in that game?
I mean, what do you want me to talk about? Because if I start talking about the performance and what Liverpool have been doing, this has been coming right from the first game, and I've been saying this on all of our episodes that we've not been playing well. I can go on and on and on, talk about the next 10, 15 minutes about how many things it seems like we are bad at the moment. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. You're right. When I saw Caicedo score that goal, it was. So I think he went past McAllister. It was pretty poor from McAllister at that point, and so initially he didn't take a shot. He was about to take a shot, and then the second time he took a shot, and I can't believe that no one closed him down in that period of time. I think there was someone running past Van Dijk towards his left, or from his right, and maybe that is why Van Dijk was where he was, and Konate didn't come out as well. But it's not acceptable at all that. I mean, I don't know if Caicedo has scored goals like that in the past, or if he's that really good at scoring from distance and all. But no midfielder should be given that much amount of space and time at that area. Like he wasn't even like way far away; it was just right outside the box, right where he scored from. So defensively, I mean, I said it in this before. We are not looking good. Konate has had an absolute shocking start to the season, and I don't know what is going on with him. I mean, a lot of people are saying that his head is also turned the same way like Trent, because he's in the last year of his contract. There are rumors that he might go to Madrid. Again, I don't know if Madrid is going to take him if this kind of form continues, but he's had an absolutely shocking start. It's really, really bad. Say to an extent the same with McAllister. Now, I heard that he's had some sort of surgery over the summer, so maybe you can talk about it. You can say that maybe that's why, but McAllister has not had a good start to the season. Like we've seen McAllister for the last couple of seasons. He's a really good midfielder, very very good midfielder, who is very good at controlling that midfield, and he plays very well in that center three. But this season he has not started well at all. The other two midfielders have actually started well. So defensively, it's a concern. You know, I I mean I don't understand. I know that so we signed Kirkes in this summer. What was Kirk's last season at Bournemouth? He was one of those left back who would run up and down, up and down. He would make, he would run with the Bournemouth winger he would always, he had an amazing left foot. I mean, he still does. But I remember when I used to watch him at Bournemouth, he used to make those overlapping runs. He used to get the ball. He used to cross them in so many times. He got a lot of assists. He has a really good left foot. He doesn't play like that at all. So why did we bring him in? He's Gorkis is right now, he does not make those order. He's almost playing like a third center back in some sense at the moment, which seems weird to be, which tactically I don't understand at all because that was not the player we bought, and that should not be the kind of, uh, that's not what we should be expecting from him. That's not what we should be making him do. We should be playing to his strengths, which we saw with Bournemouth last year. We have a right back problem. Now again, I'm gonna stop because I'm just gonna keep talking about every single position and where we have problems. But I know that we this Kirk is Konate, they're both a problem, but we have a major right back problem, in my opinion as well. So I'm gonna kind of stop ranting at the moment. I'm just gonna let you guys talk about what you saw in that game.
I'll I'll tell you what I saw in the game, and those are the fun. I mean, over the the over the whole week are the funniest Virgil Van Dijk memes with him jutting his ass out. Probably some of the funniest memes. And I mean, I'll be honest, we've had a lot of Amorim memes, and we've had a lot of fun with
Harry
United.
Maguire.
It's Harry Maguire. It's just good to see. Oh yeah, somebody else is laughing at somebody else this week. So the Van Dijk memes have been funny. But from a footballing point of view, Abhishek, I wanted to pick your brain. So Bosley, his
Mhm.
position on the pitch, the areas that he's sort of occupying and his position, do you feel he's not being utilized well at all? And is it sort of affecting the balance of the team?
I feel, yeah, definitely. I think that he see suppose like the biggest his two biggest strength is that he has an insane engine. Like if you see, he keeps running up and down the pitch at all times. Before he came to Liverpool, he was more of an attacking player who used to attack from the right hand side, and he's scored so many goals for Hungary as well. So and at the moment, we clearly have a right back problem. We
Hmm.
clearly, and I think the only player with the sort of ability to create to put those passes in, put those crosses in the way Trent used to do is Soboslai. And I feel like every game we at some point we put Soboslai as right back because I think maybe Slot is trying to recreate what he had with Trent at that play. But that again is a waste of the player Soboslai is going
Yeah,
forward.
correct.
It
That was
completely
my
is.
point.
Yeah, it's complete waste of the player he is because we don't have anyone in that. Uh, I think the idea was for Wards to actually play in that kind of attacking position, but he's clearly not. I don't think I know people are making fun of him, all sort of memes, and maybe which is fine. But I honestly think he's been doing pretty well. He's not. It's just that he's kind of looking like that player who's just about to explode. But then you can say that those were the signs with Jadon Sancho as well, like to an extent. He always felt like he was about to like one goal and he might kick on. But I'm hoping it's different. But yeah, but talking about Soboslai, I mean, I feel like his versatility is uh, kind of holding him back as well because I think he's being played across the pitch in many different positions, which is not his, which is a loss of Soboslai, the up and down box to box midfielder that we've seen
Hmm.
him for Liverpool.
Abhishek, I just wanted to ask you one question. What's wrong with Andy Robertson, or what's the deal with Andy Robertson? Why is he not starting as much as he maybe should?
I have no idea, and I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it's probably just the thinking that we have Korkesh who is new, who has played a season in I think the aim is for eventually for him to be the number one left back, right? But the thing that Klopp used to do different is that if you remember, like a great example is Fabinho, right? Came in and he didn't really play, or even Andy Robertson didn't play for the first 3 or 4 months, right?
Yeah.
They were, they used to barely see them in like substitute appearances and so forth. And once they kind of, Klopp was able to integrate these new signings into the team, they never went away.
Yeah.
The same with Robertson, same with Fabinho, same with so many other players, right? And I think Slot seems a little different in the sense that he's just starting. Of course, Kirkes needs time. He needs more minutes to gel with the team, but he has to be able to see that it's not working out. Like he's not had a great start of the season. He's had maybe one or two games where he's actually played like he Like he's looked like a good defender, but everything else, it's like. And the fact is that Robertson is not injured. Robertson, when he came on, he played against Atletico Madrid. He played well, and he's whenever he's come on, he's playing well. So I have no idea why Robertson is not starting more games, especially as we can clearly see that Kirk is struggling. Apparently, in the last game, Robertson got injured towards the end. Maybe that is one of the reasons why, because you could see him that he was like standing for that last minute winner, right, when Chelsea scored. He was standing with his hand on his knees, and apparently he picked up an injury or something. But I hope that's not true. But I don't get it. I feel like you have. It's not like a case that Robertson is, he's not he's not completely done. If he was, you could understand that. Okay, fine. It's probably around time that we need someone else to take up his minutes. No, he still has got one or two good seasons him easily, and the fact that we're not using him more is just baffling to me.
He's just 30, right? But maybe more than 2 seasons you might have out of him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, fullbacks. I always feel like a lot of these fullbacks, right? There's types of fullbacks like Trent, for example, who even if they lose their pace, their passing is going to be always amazing, and they can make the most out of it, right? Some fullbacks like Robertson, I feel like after 2 or 3 seasons, if he loses his pace, he'll still be a good player, but he might not be a top four or top six level of level of left back. He might be, that's why I say. But I still think he has two or maybe three easily good seasons at the top.
No, my one question was related to words. Now I know you said he seems like he's just a step away from maybe exploding or whatever, but
Mm.
whenever I've seen, I mean, admittedly, I've not seen all of Liverpool's games, but whenever I have seen him play, it does seem like he's half a step behind everyone. Like I know he's got all these flicks and he almost played in Salah with a beautiful assist and all of that, but I haven't maybe seen him do that relentlessly for 90 minutes, bang on the buck all the time. It sort of, and I was, I think I Scholes said this, this week where he was sort of comparing him, not comparing him. He said he actually Scholes actually went on to say that he doesn't have any doubts that Wirtz is really really going to do well, but it sort of took him back to Juan Sebastian Veron because when Veron came into United, he came into a team that already had a set system, and Veron used to play really well in Europe. But when they, because United for used to play a 4-3-3 at times in Europe, but when it was back to that 4-4-2 in England, he was just that little bit, that pace of the game, or just the positions maybe that Veron was taken up, those weren't ideal for a player of that profile. Do you think, because words, if you look at words, is this current formation, is there a place for him which is perfect, or do you think he's going to have to adapt to the way the team is set up for him to really play to the best of his abilities?
I mean, I think he will have to adapt a little bit as well, but I think there is a place for him definitely in the team. See, one of the things that we don't have that sort of a player, a creative type player, in the team. In the past, we've had very solid, and now this is again one of the one point is that when we used to have Klopp, we used to have these. Our midfield was basically they were all workhorses, right? It was
Hmm.
an engine. It would just run up and down, up and down. The burden of creativity is not always on the midfield. It was mostly on the top, on the front three, and of course the fullbacks. But with Slot, it feels like it's going to be a little bit different. He's trying something else. He's trying to have Birds play in that similar role that Coutinho kind of used to play for us, right? Just ahead of the two midfielders, a little bit creative in that sense. So now again, but at the same time, I've seen him play like Words just up front or on the left or somewhere over there. Maybe he's trying to find his best position at the moment,
Hmm.
but it's always a good option to have someone like if you're able to kind of put him in that position like where Coutinho used to play, right? He was an attacking midfielder, created loads and loads of chances and scored a lot of goals. It's a good thing to have. It's especially because I think the one thing that we are clearly seeing, a lot of the creativity of the Liverpool attack after Firmino left, a lot of the burden was on Salah. Salah used to create a lot of goals. I feel like everyone has started to realize that burden needs to shift from Salah entirely onto other players. We definitely have good strikers up front. Ekitike and Isak are, I have no doubt Isak is going to do well. He's already showing a lot
He's
of
a
signs.
proven talent. He's a proven talent.
He's already showing a lot of signs, but I think that he's trying to take the burden away from Salah of being that uh, creative playmaker up front, and maybe that's where Watts is going to fit in a little bit. But at the same time, that being said, if you see the last few games, Salah is also not, he's kind of not having a good start. And I said this at the beginning. He's not having a good start at the moment. But again, it's Mo Salah. You never know. He might just explode in the next game. Given that it's United anyway. So, but
Hey,
he's not having that
I
start. So
told
if
you. I
yeah,
told you पैसे का चक्कर है बाबू भैया. New contract is in. He's getting the big bucks. He's putting his feet up. Put your feet up one more week, my man. Don't do anything
no,
for
no.
another week, and we're good.
I mean, this is not his first contract. This is his
Oh, but is it
second
big,
contract
big
extension.
contract? I mean,
I would say the last time he got a contract was the biggest contract a Liverpool player got at that time. The one now is probably bigger.
is he still the best paid? Is he still the best
I
paid
think
player,
so.
right?
I think it is him, Van Dijk, and probably
Okay.
Allison are among the top three pick for sure. But no, no, I think it's time for him to. There is no better occasion than the next game to remind us of who Mo Salah is, who Mo Salah has been for the last few years.
Okay, so I just wanted to add one thing about Liverpool. I thought this was a typical Liverpool season in the sense that after having a great season, they dip somehow the next season. This happened in 2021 when Liverpool won the league in 20, and right after that, after starting the season well, there was a dip. In 2022, they had a great season. They lost the league on the final day. They won two cups, and the next season they finished outside the top four. But it turns out almost every team except Man City has done that. So after Chelsea winning the league in 2015, the next season we know they had a Mourinho season. They completely bombed. Uh, of course, we did not expect Leicester City to impose their title challenge after winning the league in 2016, but they finished 12th. Chelsea again in 2017 after winning the league, the next season they finished fifth in the league. So I think this is a typical pattern in the Premier League, and except for Man City, every team has done that. And yeah, I personally think it's only been 7 weeks, and I personally think Liverpool will improve. As I said earlier, that Slot has his team for the first time. Maybe he's tweaking it. He will tweak it probably in next couple of weeks. Liverpool will play well, but this seems like an old school title challenge, right? Where all the three teams. You have Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. Three teams are we know they are flawed. With Arsenal, it's mainly down to their mental strength and that kind of stuff. Probably getting over the line for the first time. But we know that City are struggling. Liverpool are struggling at the moment. But yeah, there is a possibility that this title race will go down to the wire and it will be unpredictable.
No, but speaking of the trend, right? You said only City have not seen a dip. Well, Arsenal, I think they have not seen a dip either. They finished second for three consecutive seasons, but of course they have not won a league title. So there's that, which is why they have not seen a dip. I didn't have a point. I just wanted to point out that Arsenal haven't won the league title. You guys can carry on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's true that we've always every time we've won something. I mean, the only time we had back-to-back seasons where we perform, is Champions League and the Premier League, right? When we won the Champions League the previous
Yeah.
year, and then the next year we won the Premier League. But yeah, I mean, it has been kind of a pattern in some sense that we always when we after we won the league we didn't win it afterwards as well. Now this time there's if that trend kind of follows, then there's possibly going to be one outcome, and Rohit is going to hate the outcome of it, given the amount of times he's given his hot takes about what Arsenal are going to be.
I'm going to dig a massive hole in my backyard, crawl in there, and not come out for 3 months if Arsenal actually go on and win the title.
I think there'll be about 2,000 people from our followers who will help you dig that hole happily.
They'll push me and pad me on the top and put a whole ass table on it to ensure I don't come out of it. But you know what the funniest part of the last weekend was? Liverpool fans are so frustrated that the Liverpool official account wished Trent a happy birthday. I think on their Instagram or on their Twitter account. And that post is full of Liverpool fans absolutely giving the Twitter account a bashing. I think it's a combination of the frustration of the results and the fact that of all people they thought that it's okay to go out and wish Trent a happy birthday. I thought that was hilarious. I was reading those comments and I was laughing my ass off.
I don't know why people are losing their minds over it. Honestly, I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean,
Oh
it's,
yeah.
it is what it is, I guess. Uh, but uh, but no, I saw that they wished him on Instagram and on Twitter as well. It's I don't think anyone expected. Some
Yeah.
people are now speculating that we've changed, that maybe the social media admin has changed or something at Liverpool. You never know. But
Good times.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to talk about Liverpool. The one thing that I want to say for sure is that, so the thing that Mangesh you talked about, this is Slott's team now, and he's got the players that he wanted. That's a very interesting point because now it it can kind of play in your favor or against you because okay, it's Slott's team, but the more it is Slott's team, the more we are going away from the Klopp team. How, so what are we actually gaining and what are we actually losing, right? It's going to be, that's the question that's going to be asked at the end of the season if we don't perform well, that the further we are going away from Klopp team, are we getting worse or are we actually improving? Because imagine the players that we've signed. Imagine Jurgen Klopp getting those sort of players at Liverpool in one transfer window, right? I mean,
Hmm.
I think it's all down to tactics at the moment. I think tactically we have to improve. We look clueless sometimes, and I have no idea what else to say. Uh, but yeah, I really hope the international break could not have come at a better time. I I really hope that tactically we get better in the next game. Otherwise, it's going to be a battle of two tacticians, high level tacticians who are who are both
Yeah.
battling out to be more clueless than the other one.
I was thinking
I,
he's
sh- I
using he's
shouldn't I
saying
shouldn't say clueless. He's a Premier League winning manager, to be honest.
yeah. No, I mean you said tactics and clueless. I'm like, wait, why is he talking about Amorim all of a sudden? But
All right, from one title contender to the other, or in fact, the team who is at the top of the table right now. And yeah, it was a clinical performance by Arsenal. They won 2-0 against West Ham. Saka, by the way, Saka made his 200th appearance.
crazy.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that player.
Brilliant.
He's
I love
such,
him. I don't have a single
yeah,
bad thing to say about Saka, honestly. One of the few Arsenal players I'm not gonna say anything. I love that guy. Beautiful player.
yeah, yeah, and he's absolutely fantastic. He scored the goal. He scored from the spot. And but I mean, there is a minor setback for Arsenal because Odegaard is injured again, and I know a lot of people are pissed off at us because we called, or two of you called Declan Rice overrated. But I don't think Arsenal would have won the game against Newcastle without Odegaard, and because of his defense splitting passes and his through balls. I think that is one of the reasons Newcastle got unsettled. And now, without him, Declan Rice has a huge responsibility of proving the big match theory wrong. And yeah, Declan Rice scored a goal as well. But I want to point out something else. So I was watching the overlap, that fan debate with you have with Jimmy Carragher and Paul Scholes. And when asked about who his favorite midfielder is, Paul Scholes said it is Tonali because he adds the control in the midfield. And I always like people who have control because Paul Scholes was that kind of player. And if you read the comments after that, oh my God, it was just full of salty Arsenal fans. And yeah, I mean, it's like, what does scores know? I mean, yeah, of course, the player who has won the league only 11 times, what does he know about playing in the midfield, right? Playing in the center midfield. And yeah, he got a lot of flack on social media. I'll tell you what Scholes said. At times he takes too many touches on the ball, and he likes to appear more stylish than he actually needs to be. So yeah, that was my 2 cents about Arsenal, and the floor is open. I mean, Rohit, I'm sure you have a lot of things to say now.
Yeah, firstly, I think you guys just throw me under the bus when it comes to Arsenal. I open my mouth and I'm just bashing everyone all over the place because of my not so great affinity towards Arsenal, and everybody is throwing hate spears in my direction. No, but honestly, on the game, look, good, solid win. West Ham aren't exactly, they're not really setting the league on fire this season. And these again are the sort of games that if Arsenal are genuine, they are title contenders. And these are the kind of games that you expect them to win. I might add Gyökeres had another stinker. So I will continue my hate watch for another week.
And you
Uh,
wonder,
and
why Arsenal fans are throwing hate spears towards you.
I'm rarely wrong when it comes to Arsenal. For the last 2, 3 seasons, I've said to you guys consistently they're not going to win. I still stand by my prediction, and as I said, if I am wrong, I will dig a ditch and I will hide deep into it. I will, I will gladly absorb all the hate and walk away into the sunset. But no, it's a good win. In all seriousness, yeah, good win, good solid win. These are the kind of wins that if Arsenal are really going to go on and stay in the title race with Liverpool and maybe with Man City, by the way, looking at the way they are playing, yeah, that's a regulation win. That's the sort of things that's the sort of result that you would expect from an Arsenal.
I mean, the fact that they just not lost Odegaard. I said it at the beginning that that signing of Eze was a game changer for me, 100%, because he's a proven Premier League player who gets it, and it's not like Arsenal are struggling to score goals. Even though we talk about it that way, they
Mm.
always score from set pieces. They are actually one of the highest goal scorers in the league in the last couple of years, right? So, and to add Eze on top of that, I think it was a insanely good deal for Arsenal overall. And now that they've lost Odegaard, I think of course the burden is going to be on Rice a little bit more. And how can we forget? How can we forget the guy who scored against Newcastle away, the manager's dream that they have in midfield?
Man,
Manager's dream. What else was he? I forgot. But yeah, but
Luka
Mikel Merino.
Luka Merdrich, that's who he is.
I mean, a lot of Arsenal fans keep talking about that. We need to find that coach who converted him from a striker to midfielder because he's probably the worst coach in the world. Because it does seem like
Um,
Mikel Merino, whenever he gets forward, he scores a lot of important goals for them.
Mikel Merino is more Kai Havertz than Kai Havertz.
No, no, it's one more thing for Arsenal fans to have a go at you.
Oh, what? That's a good thing. Kai Havertz isn't. Kai Havertz started off as a deeper guy. I mean, Arteta did the reverse, right? He was, I mean, sort of the same thing. I mean, he was basically a number 10. He brought him up to number 9. He was pretty okay. Miguel Merino was miraculously showing Arteta that he can play the number 9, but he chooses not to play him and he chooses to play in Gyökeres, who apparently is his biggest virtue is the fact that he works hard. Great. Yeah, I know a lot of construction workers who share a very similar virtue, but I mean, be that as it may. But I do like Merino. I think he's better than most options Arsenal have.
So are you saying Marino is better than Gyökeres and Rice?
Please don't add this in the intro video that you do. I mean, I get enough hate already. I don't wanna walk down the street and somebody's gonna shoot me in the back of the head soprano style.
All right, they have next 2 games. Arsenal have they are going to play Fulham at Cottage, and after that they are going to play Crystal Palace. So 2 important games, and in between they also have a game against Atletico Madrid. So yeah, finally we come to the United game, and yeah, it was a breath of fresh air. It's not like United are back, because some people are acting like we are going to win the league. We are not going to win the league. But it was a really good performance after a long, long time. Probably the last good performance we saw after United's 2-2 draw at Anfield. I mean, I don't remember watching a United play composed, being assured about the team. I don't remember that in between in last 6 months. So it was a decent performance. And the one thing I noticed was that our pressing was on point. Pressing was absolutely brilliant. And I thought the two best players for United on the pitch was one was Amad Diallo, who was running up and down the right flank. And in my opinion, the best player on the pitch was Mason Mount.
Easily. Mm.
He was absolutely brilliant. He was pressing. He was making space for others. And I think Dallo was struggling at the start, and he covered for Dallo really well. So yeah. So what me the man of the match was Mason Mount.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I think it was a good performance. Obviously not something that everyone is, just jumping up and down, tears of joy, not really. But good performance, solid win. Um, I said this about, when I think we were talking about when United lost to Brentford, and we didn't have Mount, we didn't have Cunha, and that showed, right? We saw the way Mount possibly performed for the first 65 minutes, and even when Mateus Cunha came on, both of those down that left number 10 role, relentless. They were occupying the right spaces, pressing really hard. And Mbumo, I know he's not got a whole bunch of goals or anything, but I think he's brilliant.
Yeah,
I think he's brilliant. I think he's a wonderful
no doubt.
player. Benjamin Sheshko, you look at again some of his movement. I'm not trying to make comparisons or anything, but I like the kid, man. He's good. We forget that people are just drawing benchmarks with Gyökeres. Gyökeres is what, 27, 28. This guy is 23, so I'm going to give him a little bit of an extra leeway. Sure, he's not set the league on fire, and I'm not expecting him to.
21,
He's 21, is he? Oh, okay.
22. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he's young, right? So, but I thought some of his movement was good. He's not like Wout Weghorst. He's not like a lumbering center half that can't move. It can definitely move and pick good things to come. In terms of, I think United, it again goes back right to the discussion that we've been almost endlessly having for the past few weeks. Is it a tactical thing? Is it a formation thing? Is it a personnel thing? More I see United this season, it's more of a confidence thing because the players, I don't think that the players are completely clueless when it comes to the formation. They've played in this 3-4-3 long enough to really understand their roles. It is the actual implementation, whether they were actually able to go out and do something or not, which is where the difference comes in, right? You look at, we've won what, 3 games at home. We honestly should have gotten something at Arsenal. We should definitely have beaten Fulham. Bruno, like an idiot, has missed 2 penalties this season. So there have been a few things that, one little thing here and there, and we could have seen a different points table. One big problem is in away games is players not keeping their head, not showing any sort of positional discipline, not sticking to the game plan. And the moment you have something that goes against you, like the game against Brentford once again, right? We conceded, Maguire didn't track his man, or Delete didn't do, wasn't strong enough. We conceded a couple of goals. We don't have that in the team, doesn't have it in them to fight back. Lack of leadership, lack of application, maybe a bit of both, but definitely they lack that. So I think it's more of a character thing at this point. Personnel, look, I agree. I still feel we needed that centre midfielder to replace Bruno. I don't think Bruno is a centre midfield player. But hey, this is what we have from now till December at the very least. So we got to live with it. I just hope that the players are able to apply themselves away from home. I'm not expecting a result against Liverpool. We'll get our asses kicked, undoubtedly. But
Yeah.
following that, I mean, we've got a decent run of games. I don't think we're facing any of the other top three, top four sides for a fair bit of time. Now is the time for them to build, kick on, and try and stay in that sixth, eighth, that sort of a position.
I didn't really watch the game much, but I did see some of it. And the only thing that stood out for me was that every time the new United keeper made even a basic catch or any
Yeah,
sort of a basic save, the crowd would cheer because you guys are so starved, so absolutely starved for keeper with basic skills at the moment that anything he used to do,
it's
he saved a
hilarious.
shot straight at him, and the people went wild. It was really funny.
And we need to mention the goalkeeper. I mean, yeah, he was confident in the first game. Of course, at Anfield, it's going to be a completely different story altogether. But still, Yeah, and as Abhishek rightly said, even when players are doing their basics right, we are relieved. You saw that I think Delit was so he was laughing his asses off after I think Levens. I think probably he just got the ball or he cleared it confidently or something on the lines. And I think it's not just the fan; it is also the players that they are happy that they don't have
Yeah, yeah.
Andre Onana
Or
playing
Bayern,
playing behind
both
them.
of them are
Behind them,
both of
playing
them
with
are
them.
garbage.
I know you guys say that, oh, we're going to get our asses kicked in Anfield. I don't think. I think this has the making of another draw, like it has happened in the past. But because when was the last time after the 7-0? What have been most of the score lines? Like I don't remember if we won at Anfield after the 7-0. Or have we?
No, you did not. Abhishek is talking as if we have played 10 games after that 7-0 game. It's only been two, and there have been two draws.
I don't remember, but yeah, you're probably right. We've not played many games, but then that speaks that, right? I mean, the last that 7-0 game, if you remember the pre-match interviews and stuff, like Gary Neville was talking about being that he's not been
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
confident of being
Horrible it was.
coming over to Anfield, and and
Yeah,
I remember Graham Souness said that this could be a really bad scoreline today, and they were all laughing at him, and which is what it turned out to be.
yeah, yeah.
But that's also because at that time Liverpool were not. I don't think we were in the best of forms at that time before that
Yeah.
game, and
And
which
United
is kind
were,
of the
funnily
case.
enough, United were on a good run under Ten Hag.
United won the Scarling Cup before that game week.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys were doing well and we were not, and then you know. So I'm hoping that's exactly kind of we have that kind of a similar situation, even if it's not this score line next weekend.
Similar situation. We are playing worse.
I mean, we are not playing bad.
More
You
similar situation.
at least you're going into the game after having won. We've lost 3 games in a row.
What are you talking about? You are second in the league. Are you actually comparing Liverpool with United right now? Seriously?
No, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying that your spirits are high after the recent recent win, while we are right now. Let's just put it this way: all the memes going into the game are about Liverpool and not United at the moment.
No, I know our spirits are definitely high because we have a keeper that can catch the ball with his hands. That's definitely a cause for celebration. No, but I mean, to Abhishek's point, I actually do look a lot. I mean, look, I still feel Liverpool will win. I don't think it'll be a draw or anything of that sort. But that same thing about character and mentality that I was talking about, right? I mean, it can't be a situation where when we win, it's oh yeah, it's just this and that, and when we lose, oh no, but it's the formation and all of that. It'll be a good indication of United's character because, as I was saying, it's always been like when we win, we sort of gloss over things like tactics and all of that, and when we lose, it's automatically no, it's a three-man defense. Got to find a middle ground. These players know what's coming. We know for a fact that we don't have a center midfield player. We know the players that we are playing with. The only thing I want to see at Anfield, forget the result. I just want to see application. I want to see fight. I want to see, just throw in a couple of elbows, put in a couple of tackles, just fight your
Yeah.
way out. That's about it. It doesn't matter if you lose 2-1, 3-1, it doesn't matter as long as you're putting in a fight. No one is expecting this United team to go and win at Anfield. No one, like not one single fan is going to expect that. If you can fight, if you can put it all out there, the fans, the expectations are so low that even if you put up a good fight and you take it to Liverpool for 20% of that game, we'll be happy.
I think I really hope
Yeah.
that throwing in a couple of elbows is going to be Casemiro because every single thing he does, it feels like he gets a yellow card for it. So go throw in an elbow, definitely get sent off.
So United are 10th in the league, just 3 points behind Man City, who are fifth, who also won against Brentford. And what a beautifully taken goal by Haaland, man. And in the first, so I watched the game, and in the first half of the game, City looked like they were City of old. In the second half, I think Brentford came back, but they were resilient. They are doing things that they have not done before, that park the bus, and which is completely anti Guardiola or mainly a pro Jose. But he is doing those things, and yeah, as I said earlier, there is a possibility that this could be a three-way title race.
That goal from Haaland, by the way, is an absolute beast. But that is exactly the kind of goals I remember early, when I think of Erling Haaland at like Borussia Dortmund and all. That's
Yeah,
exactly the
yeah,
kind of player he used to be. He was never the kind of player who used to just be in the right place at the right time and score a bunch of tap-ins and all. At Dortmund and
Yeah.
even before that, he's always been a player who can bully defenders, run at defenders, and score. He scored a lot of goals like that. Like he used to bully a lot of defenders before, right? He's done that. I haven't seen him do that a lot in City, to be honest. I don't think that maybe that has never been the expectation or whatever. But if he continues to do that, he's like a battering ram. I mean, you just cannot stop him. Like the defender could do nothing. And if City continue to play this way, right? Yeah, it might be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I still think that they're kind of a little bit light in the midfield area. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep this, build on some form, build on some momentum, and actually push Arsenal, not Liverpool at the moment, but at least try and see if they can push Arsenal in the title race. But they definitely have the team for it.
By the way, Rodri is injured again.
I think he got a muscle injury. He got a muscle injury.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll matter. Yeah, they have Gonzalez. They have cover this time.
Yeah, but Rodri is Rodri, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
he's a big player to miss.
But he's almost turning into your B right back joke. For Reece James, Rodri is turning into something like that again because he's like
Yeah.
majority of the times he isn't there. So
Mm.
Yeah, but talking about Alan at Dortmund, my memories of Alan at Dortmund is him running right from halfway line to the goal post, and someone just Sancho or someone is assisting him while he's running like a beast. He is like a White Walker, man. It must be really scary defending against him. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a beautifully taken goal, and you never know what will happen at the end of the season. I don't want to throw Rohit under the bus again, but yeah, I think Haaland he'll probably be the Golden Boot winner and not Victor Gyökeres.
maybe I don't know, man. I mean,
Who is the leading scorer right now?
Haaland.
Haaland.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Haaland with 9 goals. By the way, Antonio Semenyo is up there with 6 goals. He's having a brilliant season
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah.
he's already being linked with a move to I think Arsenal or something. It's just a
Mm.
No,
it's a BS link, but he's already been.
Arsenal, and apparently I saw today that even our sporting director who came from Bournemouth is looking at him. I don't know how true that is because I mean he's going to be what? Are you going to spend another another 80,
Yeah,
100
that's
million?
that's what I was going to ask you because he's not coming for anything short of 100 million. Where
I
are
mean,
Liverpool?
imagine we do actually go do that, and at the end, slot always starts with Gakpo. I mean, I still don't understand what is his problem with K. Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I think Chiesa had an injury, and that's why he's not playing. But uh, he's playing well. He's actually scored like he's had like 4 or 6 goal contributions this season. I
Hmm.
I don't get it why he's not getting more game time. Let's move on from Liverpool. I feel like our roles are reversed. Like I am the one ranting this time, constantly getting back to Liverpool, talking about Slot and this stupid team that is boiling my blood every week these days. But let's talk about what else. What else
uh,
happened in the league?
okay, so I watched Everton Crystal Palace, which was an amazing game. It was game of two halves. In the first half, Palace were brilliant. In the second half, Everton were brilliant, and they scored. Basically, I think Munoz tried to clear that goal, and it hit with Jack Grealish's leg, and it went inside, and they won the league in injury time. But I want to read out a quote. You need to guess the player Jack Grealish is referring here, and so Jack Grealish won the man of the match, and he said. That's what I want to do. It was difficult to do that today against such a good team. They have unbelievable players, and guess the player X today. I can see the man of the match award there. I think that's coming to be, but it should have gone to X player because in my opinion he was the best player on the pitch. Can you guess the player he was talking
I'm pretty
about?
sure I know who the player is, and because this is yeah, I think this is aimed at me, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and some turns out we are also linked with them. Turns out we are also linked with them. The
Oh
the
my
the,
god,
the fantastic Adam
scary.
Warden.
There's only one successful hate watch, and that's Gyökeres. I am the last man standing in the hate watch. series here.
Yeah, but I thought Wharton had a really good game, especially in the first half. He was absolutely fantastic, and
Oh,
he's just 21, right?
yeah.
He's assured on the ball. He's always calm under pressure. He's a good short passer of the ball at least. Not seen him go for those 30-yard long passes like Declan Rice, but yeah, he's a good short passer of the ball. But yeah, that game was fantastic. I think all the Crystal Palace games are really watchable these days. Yeah.
Yeah, Crystal Palace finally lost, right? They were on an 18 game unbeaten streak, which is kind
Yeah.
of become a meme on Twitter at the moment. Because they were constantly updating their bio on Twitter, like 16 unbeaten, 17, 18, and now they stopped because they lost. And now a lot of the other clubs are putting the same post, updated the bio or updated our bio or something like that. Which is, I know it's a meme, it's a joke, it's a whatever it is, but considering, I'm pretty sure Crystal Palace fans are delighted all over the world that from being beaten by lower league teams that they are coming up. They're like having teams like Sevilla, Valencia, and all these other big teams making fun of their, uh, you know, making like memes about them at the moment.
Yeah. Apart from that, Spurs won against Leeds, and Newcastle won against Forest.
Oh, Newcastle! Did you see that guy's penalty by the way?
Oh, Voldemort, yeah, straight rocket. Straight rocket.
It's I haven't seen like the technique was very. It seemed so weird, and it
I think
seemed
he
like
just took some
he
two
barely.
small steps. He took some
There
two
was
or
no
three
run up.
small
There was
steps
barely a run up.
and blasted it into the back. Blasted it.
Blasted it
Yeah.
into the top corner. Like if you haven't seen it, you should definitely see it. It's yeah, amazing.
And if there is nothing else, we can close for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Follow us on Instagram at tvmt.pod. We are also on YouTube and on Spotify. Bye for now. Goodbye.